Alright, I want to do a video about how to get good at reading. Because obviously we all know how to read. At least I'm assuming you do. Of course, there's some people in the world who don't, but I think there's a difference between knowing how to read and doing it to a stage where it really improves your life to a great degree. I mean, I guess being able to read a sign or something is quite useful, but when I'm talking about how to read, what I'm really talking about is how to read books, how to make books a real part of your life. And to do this, you have to be quite good at reading. I think most people wish that they were better at reading than they actually are. So, I think the danger with reading is to not see it as a process that you're part of. So most people are there's a book they want to read, and they put a lot of discipline and they have a lot of motivation to read it. But for lack of better words, the book might just be too difficult. If you haven't read a book since you were 12 years old and in school, and suddenly you want to read Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil or something like that, and it's generally people want to read something quite highbrow and quite interesting, and as you should, more power to you. But the problem is, you're not going to instantly see the results you want. So with reading, you got to see it as an ongoing journey, and you got to be very patient. And it's just like with anything, you would see results. So I think there are two strategies to get good at reading. There's I'm not really sure which one's better. So one thing to do is to just read easier books. So no matter how easy the book might be that you want to read, there's always something a bit easier. And it's really interested me how when I started really wanting to read books again, I was starting these quite difficult books, sort of big Russian novels, tried to read Crime and Punishment, and that was very difficult. I didn't really get anywhere with it, and I lost all my sort of motivation for it. And then I read The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, and it was just amazing how these are both the same thing. They're both books, but Robin Sharma, and I was reading on my phone, so I don't really count that so much. I think it's a bad way to read, but even so, I just flew through it like a dove flying through thin air on a summery day. With Dostoevsky, and I'm sure you've had this. It's which probably while you're watching this video, I'd have that thing where I'd open the book, I'd read a page or a paragraph, and I'd lose my place. And it's quite punishing. So one thing to do is just to read easier books. Humble yourself a bit, be like, oh, actually, this is too difficult. And you'll find that very rewarding. If you find a good book that's very simply written, it'll be really rewarding. So that's one thing you can do. But let's say you really want to read a particular book that you're just finding too hard. Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. Let's say you really want to read that book, and you don't really want to wait till you're better at reading by reading all these simpler books. I think just send it in that case, but sort of modify your expectations. Don't read it like you would read an easier book. So, like at the moment, I'm reading I'm sort of flicking between the Odyssey and Anna Karenina. Anna Karenin's, I haven't got it with me at the moment, so I started reading the Odyssey. But it's the same principle. What I do is I will just make sure I read a page of it a day. Or if I can't do a page, just one paragraph of it a day. And it doesn't matter if I understand everything that's going on in that paragraph or if I understand nothing that's going on in that paragraph. I just need to physically put my eyes over it, and I do that as earnestly as I can. And provided you do that, you'll see great progress. And you might reread the book a couple of times, and it will take you a long while, but your ability to read will you'll still see improvement. You just got to see the reading experience at this level as more being about improving your ability to read, rather than really knuckling down with the ideas being explored. So that's my advice. Yeah, it's a very long journey going to read. I think, to be honest, if you just focused on getting good at reading, the first thing is the best thing to do. Just read easy books, bash through them. And, like if 5 a.m. club's too difficult, which, like, if people don't, or you don't like the style of it or whatever it is, like, just there'll be something somewhere. You just got to invest time into it. But I realised that a lot of people want to read, who want to read specific books, and I think you should be able to swim in as deep a pool as you want, but you just got to swim. You just got to know how deep it is, and sort of humble yourself to that. So, just focus on the process and realise that it does get easier with time. And the other thing is just whatever process you take, just focus on consistency. Because I just read every day, but I really don't read very much at all. Like sometimes I will literally read like a paragraph. And same with languages. I'll just read a paragraph of Latin, but just go every day without. It makes you go every day doing something. That's really the key thing. So yeah, it helps.